Hi, I'm Andrew Spieler.
And I'm Mary Hope Rennie.
And you're watching or listening to Behind the Sign, real stories from real estate. Welcome everybody back to another exciting episode of Behind the Sign. I'm your host, Andrew Spieler, along with my co-host, Miss Mary Hope.
Hello.
Oh, I know. I threw you off, didn't I?
Totally
I did.
You have your little
I introduced
script,
you. I know.
And then I just couldn't say it. So I'm just going to take over.
Yeah, go for it.
And I want to introduce our guests.
Special guest.
Special guest, because all of our guests are special. We've realized we say that all the time, that we have a special guest, but you're really special.
Really special.
So this is Amanda Plecinoga. Thank you for coming and doing this with us. And we just want to get to know you today. And that's the biggest thing, because I know you love to share all
You say, can you tell how excited Amanda is to be here right now?
I am so excited.
You are. No, I'm really excited about this because I think you have a great story to tell. And with this whole podcast, we've really been diving into why people got into real estate, but more importantly, how they found their niche in real estate and what made them successful. Because you can be successful and it looks the same to everybody on the outside world, but so many of our agents are doing it in different ways. And a lot of that has to do with who they are, what they love, and really falling into that. So I'm excited to hear your story. So why don't you introduce yourself a little bit to our audience, how long you've been in real estate, why you got into real estate, all of that.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'm excited to be here. Let's see. I got my license in 2017 in Massachusetts, worked part-time, and quickly realized that that was not sustainable. But previous to that, my grandmother was in real estate. I just found her real estate license that was dated in 1961.
Whoa.
In Massachusetts. My mother was also in real estate and in property management, and my dad was a residential and commercial builder.
So there's no blood.
Really always just been around houses and, building. So, and then when the economy changed in the late 80s, my mom and myself and my dad built a furniture manufacturing business, which, of course, I learned business fundamentals and work ethic. So that really got me going. And then I had the opportunity to be home with my children, which was great. But then it was time to go back to the workforce, which got me into part-time in Massachusetts. And then I moved to New Hampshire, got my my license, and then joined KW full-time during the pandemic.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in 2020.
So that's when you joined, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
When you got your New Hampshire license and decided to join Keller Williams, what were you looking for, and why did you join Keller Williams, and all of that?
A good question. I didn't know what I was looking for, and I'm grateful that I came upon Keller Williams. I had a friend, colleague who's a commercial agent here in New Hampshire, and he pointed me in a number of different directions. I was fortunate enough to speak to Mark and speak to Diane Davidson, and I really was the only place I interviewed, and it just felt right. Yeah.
So I do know that you jumped right into a team when you joined Keller Williams.
I did.
Why did you decide to do that?
I was new to New Hampshire. I hadn't lived in New Hampshire for 20 years. And when I lived in New Hampshire, it was not in the Bedford area. So I didn't really know anybody. We were in the middle of a pandemic.
Great time to get to know people.
Exactly. Yeah. Because, it is a relationship business. I had worked part-time, but I really didn't have any training. So I didn't really know much about the real estate business. And then, so having the opportunity to be on a team, have support, be able to really ride on the coattails of their successes, right? I could use their stories as my own, which was a lot of value. And just the mentoring. I mean, I think that the team aspects, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you joined them as a team. Where would you say your first business, once you got into it full time, where was your business start? Like, where did it come from at the beginning? Especially being on a team and things like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody talked about making calls and calling your sphere, and I didn't actually want to talk to people that I knew. I'd much rather talk to strangers. And I didn't. Any of the people in my sphere weren't around here. And then I quickly realized that I needed appointments, and I needed appointments. So I picked up the phone. I started calling for sale by owners.
So how do you do that?
Um, well, I mean, there's a lot of successful people, particularly in Keller Williams, that eh, built their business on for sale by owners. So I looked at who was doing a good job and just really replicated what they did, with a few tweaks here and there, and I picked up the phone. So the first day I decided to call for sale by owners, I had 20 minutes.
Okay.
I picked up the phone. I made 7 calls. I had 2 conversations. I got 1 appointment, and I landed a $1.2 million sale.
That
So
makes you a believer in for sale by owners, if I had to
Now,
say.
how do you get the for sale by owners numbers? Like, what's your approach to like building a database in that FISBO world?
I mean, most of the easiest way to do it is to call the for sale by owners on Zillow.
Mm-hmm.
The number's right there, and they're
They're
just
publishing
they're
it.
just asking for
They're
you to have.
just waiting for you to call them.
Call
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yes.
Please, this is not
Yeah.
going well. Somebody say it.
Yeah. Usually they don't know that they need your help, but
Uh-huh.
if I can just get
Mhm.
30 seconds of their time, then I can get an appointment.
Well, that's where I do know you're the queen of scripts. You are.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, yeah.
I don't know about that.
All right, princess of scripts.
No,
fine.
No, I really do feel like you know the value of a script. And when I say script, a good conversation, I don't mean a robotic
Yeah.
one. And I think you made me a believer in scripts. We were on a bold team together. Do you remember that?
I do.
That was about
2 years
2
ago.
years ago?
Yeah,
3 years ago?
my first bold.
Was that only 2 years? So this would be your third this year.
I didn't do
So-
last year, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the third
So
year.
yeah, this
Ah.
is the 3rd year.
So you're only bold?
That was my only bold, but
Okay.
I am doing
Okay.
bold starting tomorrow.
That's good. That's good. So I do know that before you call someone, you know exactly what you're going to say. You prep yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're calling someone that you've never met before, which you've already told us you don't like to talk to your own people,
Right.
what do you tell them? What do you say? Because you know that the minute they think this is a sales call, they're going to hang up.
I go into when I make calls, it's when I have any conversation, I want to know what the outcome is. Like, what do I want as an outcome,
Mm.
right? So when I call, I'm not looking to convince this person that they shouldn't sell their house themselves. I'm looking for an appointment. I'm looking to get in and have an appointment. And it really comes from curiosity and understanding motivation.
Mhm.
So asking the right questions, building some type of rapport in a very short amount of time, and then getting the appointment, getting in there.
So I know scripting, obviously, right? But would you say tone is something that you found yourself to have kind of become really good at when you're speaking to something? Like, because within the pickup and the hello, who's this, right? You're immediately sensing, do they have their guard up? What's their tone? What's the tone I'm going to take with them, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's great. So there's a lot of mirroring, right?
Yeah.
Like hearing what somebody else is saying and speaking in the same tone or the same speed,
Mm-hmm.
and not coming, and also knowing your script so you come off as confident.
Yep.
A lot of agents who are calling for sale by owners are new agents because they don't have a database and they don't have a sphere and they don't have referral business. And so if you can come across with confidence and knowing your
Mhm.
numbers, then you're up against people who aren't sounding as confident.
Right.
So you already have a leg up.
That's really neat. That's
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm always fascinated by agents like you because I am not a great conversation practicer. Is that what?
Really?
Because I don't like the word script. But
Sure.
I think maybe that's what it is. I think so many people think a script,
Mm-hmm.
which like I said, you know exactly your purpose and your goal, and you're very confident in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so many people who think they're using a script
Yeah.
don't feel confident because they feel it's not them.
Well, and a script is a guideline at the end of the day, right? I mean, I'm sure you sort of have internalized the key points of the things you want to make in a script.
Mhm.
And then if they come out organically, they do. And if they don't, then you're okay with it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
making it your own,
Right.
and feeling confident and practicing it, right? I mean,
So how do you practice it?
Actually, can we practice right now? Let's do this live on air. Ready?
Well,
We're going to role play. Here we go.
There you go.
Yes. All right. Okay. I'm Fizbo. Call me
well,
up.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we
Andrew
go.
wants to.
I've got it. Yep. Ring, ring. Hello.
Wow, you're really putting me on the spot.
Who's this? I'm sorry. Spot who? Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll set the stage for you. Ready? I'm a $1.2 million lake property. I've been on market for 35 days. I haven't had any price reductions. I'm a for sale by owner, and I'm probably overpriced by about $200,000.
Ooh. I
Ready?
like that.
Go.
Bling bling.
Hello?
Oh, hi. Is this the owner of 123 Main Street?
Yes, it is. May I ask who's calling, please?
Oh, hi. This is Amanda. I'm calling from Keller Williams. How are you today?
Good. I'm actually just heading out right now. We've got some contractors out front here. But is it all right? Maybe if I give you a call back?
Gotcha. Hey, wait a minute. It'll just take a second. I was just curious. I see you have had your home on the market for 36 days.
Yeah.
Just curious how that's going.
Yeah, it's going fine. We're kind of in a position where we're putting it up there and seeing if anybody will bite, and if they don't, we're kind of okay with that. We're not on an escalated timeline. We're in no rush.
Yeah. Hey, so is this your vacation home or do you live here full time?
We live in full time.
Oh, yeah. Where are you going to go?
We're not sure yet. We're just kind of taking our time with it all. We're, seeing if we can get the price point, and then seeing what we can work with the money.
Gotcha. Understand. Just curious, how long would it be before you'd interview an agent if you weren't able to sell it yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we haven't really thought that far out, but I appreciate you reaching out and getting in touch with us. But is this the number I can call you back at another time?
Just a minute. So, Andrew, let me ask you this: if I was able to sell your house and net you more money, even after you paid my commission, would that be something you'd be interested in just hearing about?
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah, that's great. I got some time tomorrow at 3 or 4. What time works better?
You know what? Let me check with my wife because I'd want her to be in on the conversation here.
Of course. Yeah, we definitely want to have her on,
Yeah,
on the conversation.
probably around 4, I'd say. But let me. I'll check.
Listen, I'll put it down on my calendar for 4 o'clock. I'll plan on seeing you then.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Sounds good.
Bam.
Bam.
And I
That's
did
good.
this the whole time. I don't know why I was holding that fast.
I love that we still
I
do-
totally would have done that differently. I actually, true confession, haven't called any for sale by owners in a little while. Last for sale by owner I called, I got like 3 listings from, so I've been busy.
But that just goes to
No.
show, right? That it's
Yeah.
like even if you didn't catch me,
Right.
you're going to catch the next one or the one after that, right?
I think a lot of it was motivation. Like if you said, "Oh, I'm going to Florida and oh, what brings you to Florida? Oh, my parents are down there. They need help, blah blah blah." So then it would be more about a timeline.
Right.
So motivation and learning scripts. I get on a national script call.
Mhm.
It's on every day, but I got on overload, so I was listening too much and I wasn't practicing enough, and I wasn't really making them my own.
Yeah.
So that was yeah. So I had to scale back on how often I was getting on these
But I
calls.
love that I know how you just said I would have done that differently.
Oh, totally would have done it differently.
And you got the appointment.
Yeah, he was easy.
Well, honestly, so this is something like
it's like you were easy.
yeah, well
Oh, see, I thought you pushed back.
Ready? You want to go? No.
in
Give me
in
difficult.
filmmaking and in acting, right? There's a game that's an improv game that you use to warm up, which is called Yes No, where the one person can say yes and the other person can say no, and those are the only 2 words that you can use, and you have to try to get the other person and convince them to say the opposite of their word, right? So if you're a no, I have to go yes,
No.
yes,
No.
yes,
No.
yes,
No.
yes.
No.
Yes, right. And it takes you through a spectrum,
That's
right,
painful.
of tones,
Maybe.
and you're mirroring and you're trying to
Yeah.
dodge, and you're taking these different tacks and approaches to try to get the end result, which is you're my obstacle. I want you to say yes. I've got to get
You're
you to
my
say yes,
obstacle.
right? And but that's where conflict and
Yeah.
drama come from. But if you you immediately went right to figuring out that for me it was price. Like I just wanted to see if I could get this crazy amount,
Yeah.
right? And you were like, well, what if I could get you that amount, above and beyond a commission? Would that be something that you'd be interested in? You went right to what the pain point probably was for why I
Yes.
didn't work with an agent in the first place.
Yeah. Well, it
Great.
usually is, right? So I usually say, I would imagine that it's either commission or that it would be that you've had a bad experience. Because I've run into that too. People like,
Yes.
I don't ever want to use an agent again. And I'm like, game on.
Oh,
I'll tell you why you should have an agent. All of the reasons. So yeah, I love a
you
challenge.
love those.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
a
you're
challenge.
like,
What are some of
It's a
the
game.
what are some of the common things that you hear when people say that? Or
They've just
what are
really had a bad experience. And
Yeah.
I had somebody, they pushed back completely. It was a buyer who came to an open house, and I had called them to see if I could help them out. And she was like, I'm absolutely not going. And I convinced her, and it was her husband who wasn't on the other end of the phone.
Mhm.
So she was willing to work with me, but the husband not so much, which just proves when you go on these listing appointments that you should be speaking to both people. But yeah, I think it's really just an unhappiness of, and I often say, the bar isn't set very high. There's a lot of bad agents out there,
Mm.
right? So to be a standout, it's kind of pretty easy. I mean,
yeah.
people don't usually stay in the business, right? More than 2 years, right? Like whatever the fallout is.
Yes.
So,
80%.
chances are you might be speaking to an agent that
Hmm.
is relatively new to the business and doesn't have the guidance and support of a great brokerage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And I love that you have worked your business around for sale by owner and several other things, but every opportunity you see as an opportunity for other business. For example, when you said, well, the last time I did a for sale by owner, I got 3 other listings.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One call is not one deal. And in your mind, where else open houses are possibilities for many other buyers. And I think so many times we see this business as just very linear. Yet when we see opportunity wherever it comes, right? If it's a cold call or if it's an open house, because I don't think open houses really are cold because you're physically meeting in
Or
person.
calling your database.
Oh, well, we won't even go there.
That would just be easy, right?
Yeah, but we don't want to. We don't want to feel
No, I've gotten
uncomfortable.
better at that. 'cause
Okay,
I
well,
realized-
tomorrow you
yeah,
will during
well,
cold.
Well, I was like, I worked hard to put these names in the database. So those people that I'm filling it with and I have been
Yeah.
hanging up with over the last 5 years,
Mhm.
those conversations are different because I've met them
Yeah.
during my real estate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's
So-
let's talk about that a little bit because that's how you started, right? I don't know anybody. I'm going even on a team where you'd think a lot of people go on a team just for the leads.
Yeah.
And there could be, but you said, okay, I need to take ownership of this
Yeah.
and find my leads and did this. So you became pretty successful in it. And at some point you decided, you know what? You decided to leave the team.
I did, yeah.
What was your reasoning or thoughts behind that to get you there?
The team was great.
Right.
It was a great team, top producing team here at Keller
Right.
Williams. Definitely honored to have been on the team for sure. But I wanted to be on the other side of it. I wanted to run a team myself. Not getting any younger. And, and Andrew, you and I have had conversations about, being able to support agents coming in and
Right.
being able to see their success.
Mhm.
Really became one of the driving forces for me to help people, really see what real estate can do and the difference it can make in your lives and the people around you. So, yeah, I left the team.
Yeah, and how was that? Like your first year, because you were kind of just dropped into, okay, now it's all on me.
Yeah, right. Because I had only been part time, that I really didn't have any training. I wasn't really working in the business. I was dropped into a team, not dropped in. I was able to be in this team. And then I was like, oh boy, I need signs. Oh, I need this. And I engaged with Andrew, and then we did some branding and really talked about
Branding, rise above.
Yes.
came up with a team name, and we yeah. So then it got hard.
What got hard?
Just I was used to somebody doing all of the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Aside from the 5 things that Gary Keller says we're supposed to be doing as real estate agents. And all of a sudden I'd call 3 for sale by owners. I'd have 3 listings. I'd be
Yeah.
entering them in. I'd be ordering the signs. I'd be calling Andrew, and then I'd see that my business dropped down, and so it wasn't consistent. It made me sick to my stomach. And then I did shut that off.
Yeah. Oh, that's I was like, whose is that?
Yeah.
Such a pretty
Oh,
ring.
yeah. Sorry. Thought I shut my call. It's client calling.
That's all right.
Anyway, there was a lot of stuff to do, and it got in the way of me having, consistent business. And it wasn't really the stuff that I love to do. Could I do it? Sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't love doing it, and it didn't make my business, smooth.
Mhm.
And so then I considered, I thought, well, you know what? I really see the value of a team,
Yeah.
and if I didn't want to build my own team and I was just a solo agent, I'd get on a team,
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, I think that's a really neat thing that you observed.
Yeah.
And really were honest with yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I need support. I think, to be very honest, no matter if you're a single agent on a team, you need support.
Mhm.
And we're all trying to feel like we need to do all of it ourselves.
Mhm.
So what did you do?
What did I do?
Because you need
yeah,
to do something.
so I wanted to run a team. I didn't want to be on a team, so I hired a full-time assistant. I just went from 0 to 100 when I left the team. Diane had said to me, right off the bat, don't wait too long to hire somebody.
Mhm.
I waited a year, you know.
Which doesn't seem like too long.
Yeah.
But by the end, I know
Feels long.
it was feeling very long.
Well, because my business had dropped down, right?
Yes.
That momentum, right?
Yeah.
So, like when your business builds momentum, it's just keeps, it goes on to itself. So, yeah, I hired Amy. She's, my right arm.
And your left
my
arm and your
left
right foot.
Yeah.
Well, so you
Yeah.
also, and you had a few things go on in your first year after you hired her
Yep.
that kind of slowed down your business a little bit.
Yes. Yep.
And what happened to your business?
Yes. So I had, a couple medical things. I had some family issues, and I was able to give the time that I needed to my family. And, we just worked on systems. And
Mhm.
I just remember that day I said, I can't come to work for a bit. And I had listing photos scheduled and I had listings going on the market, but the systems that we had put together were just seamless. She was like, no problem. My phone didn't ring all week. I
Yeah.
didn't get any calls. I looked at my phone the end of the week on Facebook and I had 3 open houses scheduled. It was done. So,
Right.
That's a big deal.
it is. Yeah.
Well, and we've had this conversation that there is something about leveraging and hiring admins to increase your business. That's one, or, I have too much, I need leverage. But there's also something about quality of life that when you get to a point, like you said, I could do everything, but I wasn't enjoying the business.
Yeah.
And that the very fact, and I love when I heard that you were able to turn off your phone for a week.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
and you aren't joking. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
really
Let it
turned
burn
it
down.
off
Yeah.
Off, completely off.
because your family
Yeah.
was more important at that
Yeah.
point, and you were able to do that while running your own business because you chose to hire one person.
Yeah.
And a good person. It was a good hire.
It was very good hire.
I think there's a lot of
Good
people
hire.
jealous of you here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Amy.
Yeah.
I hope she listens to
Yes.
this. No, but it makes a big difference. And that gave you time that you could never get back with your family.
Mhm.
And you also had medical issues that put you down and out for a week or two at a time.
Yeah, right after I hired her.
That was great.
See,
She couldn't see.
lost my vision.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting? You lost your physical vision, but your metaphorical vision that you took the time
Yeah.
to actually stop and think on and really like assess and assemble is probably what drew her to you, right? To grow the
Yes.
thing you want to grow, to have the systems in place that you needed when your actual vision went out, right?
Right.
Because I mean, I remember that was something that we talked about, right? Is you wanted to draw people to you that were of the same fabric,
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
and then you found her,
I
right?
did.
Yeah.
Because you knew yourself real well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks to you.
I just asked questions.
Yeah.
You did the deep work in figuring it out,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And like you said, there are a lot of bad agents out there, and I think they're not bad people.
Yeah,
They're just improperly formed because they haven't taken the time to do like the really internal deep work about who am I, what is my value offering,
Mhm.
how am I going to propose myself, not just to potential clients, but to potential teammates or
Yes.
employees or vendors, right?
Mhm.
Like if you don't have that sense of yourself down, it's going to be really hard to like grow that.
Well, and I
That's
think
all.
also part of that was your experience being on a team. You knew the value of a team,
Yeah.
and it was a team with a lot of
A
value.
lot of value.
A lot of value. And so I love when I mean, Amanda has a layout of this is my team. This is what she's able to verbalize
Mhm.
and put on paper what her value is. And I think that so many times agents, just single agents to their clients, put out a lot of bling without any deep roots of what that really is.
Yeah.
But you so strongly know what you need to give to other people, what you need to give to Amy for value.
Mhm.
And we're able to put that out on paper because you knew what you needed.
Mhm.
And then to team members, which now you have a team member.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I know you're adding value to that agent,
Mhm.
which by the way, did she have her baby?
Not yet.
Sorry. That's it.
It's okay.
She was due yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Not,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But that
That's why
was
the phone was ringing.
Sure, yeah.
but I do feel that so many agents, the business ramps up and we don't know how to slow down enough to kind of make it into a business. Does that make sense,
Mhm.
right? Like
Yeah.
calling for sale by owners. Oh, pretty soon you're getting
Yeah.
the business. And you need to know and be aware, like, I can't just be on kind of reactionary.
Autopilot.
And to that point, when I did hire Amy, I didn't have a lot of business. I had a very, very slow first half of the year. So I didn't have a lot of business.
Just a few things had gone on.
So I didn't hire her like out of necessity, like, oh my goodness, I can't do all of this work. It was, I knew that I needed to hire somebody in order to get the work. And so we had that period of time where we weren't super busy, but I was paying her full time
And training, right?
right. But she came trained actually. Keller
She
Wood.
Well, I guess training you around each
Like
other.
I said,
having
some
to
of us
slow
are a
down.
little jealous.
Yeah. And so, but we were putting these systems together.
Right.
Like, what does this look like when we have a listing? What does this look like? So then when we do bring on team members, or when I go out and I call for sale by owners and I say I have 5 listings, then it's we're not running around like crazy. We got it in place.
So where is your business now? Now that you've hired a full-time admin, I think she's a little busier than she was before. And you brought someone onto your team and add value. Have you picked up your pace a little bit?
Yeah. No, I was just thinking where the business has been coming from. I think a lot of it's past client
Interesting.
referrals. I kind of fill in the gaps with these for sale by owners. I'm like, I could probably use a few listings. Well,
I have to pay my admin.
but make a few phone calls.
But
College tuition,
But I do feel like in one way, having your business a little slower when you hired Amy,
Oh, it was perfect.
it also gave you this fire like, oh, shoot, I am now responsible for paying someone and responsible for their salary.
Yeah.
If nothing else makes you
Motivated.
motivated to get that business going, and I know you'd walk in my office and like, I need to sell 5 things or I can't pay my,
Yeah,
it was that,
I mean,
that gives you something where sometimes we won't do it for ourselves.
well, somebody's relying on you.
Yes. It's a big deal.
their livelihood.
Yeah.
They got to pay their bills, and it's your responsibility. So,
Mhm.
and we felt that when we had our furniture business. It was the same thing. I mean, we had 50 employees, and we felt,
Yeah, you're
there was a responsibility to
Spirits
them,
before.
Yeah.
before ourselves,
yeah.
even.
Well, and I can say, I'm not sure if she'll say it. I think you were what number were you at last month of the whole market center of 400 agents? Was it 9 or 10?
I think it was 8 or 9. No, I think it was
That's
9.
It was 9. I knew she knew. I think I was pretty sure it was 9. 9 of all 401 agents. And that includes the teams, the rainmakers of teams. That's not a small feat.
Mhm.
To go from being dependent on a team in a good way
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
to solo to what you went through last year that literally paused your life for months.
Yep.
Mhm.
For months.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hired a full-time admin, which then is another big expense, and now building a team.
I mean, she's literally rise above Realty.
That's pretty good.
That's how we got to it, right?
Yeah,
You've risen above many other challenges in your life up until this point, and it continues on.
yeah.
So
That's pretty neat.
mhm.
Where do you see the next few years going? I didn't give you that question beforehand.
You didn't give me any questions beforehand.
What's the
Did
magic
you?
ball look like?
No, I didn't.
Where's the 8 ball?
Yeah. Ask again.
Yeah, next.
Yeah, where do you see your team in the next few years?
I'd like to continue to grow it, slow and steady.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be the best for us. We're working on a senior move options, so we have a kind of another aspect of our business that we're going to be rolling out. And initially, I was like, "We'll get it done in 12 weeks, a 12-week a year," and
Yeah.
Amy tends to slow me down a little bit, and she's we're probably looking for the first of the year to roll something out for that.
That's great.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
That's exciting.
So in closing, because this is usually our final question, is I'm sure ChatGPT probably pre-warned you, which apparently if you go on ChatGPT and ask, questions about our show, it's going to give you information. We'll see if it's accurate or not. What advice?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
No,
No,
absolutely
you
not.
did not go to chat.
You're not the
and
type of
ask-
person to like research and, prepare
be
for things,
prepared.
right?
No, like have a script.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
No.
You know what I'm going to say, like Phil Jones, right?
Yeah.
Not in the moment I'm saying it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, especially because you started as a part-time, you joined a team, you've been off a team. Through that experience, what words of advice and wisdom would you give to an agent who's either just starting or who's been in for a little bit and is kind of trying to figure out where to go next?
Yeah, I'd say consistency and perseverance,
Mhm.
and don't get discouraged.
Hmm.
I mean, I've been discouraged. I'm less discouraged now because it does get easier. You
Yes.
get that referral business, if you can stay with it.
Mhm.
Surround yourself with like-minded people who raise you up,
Mhm.
give you the confidence. My dad, I'd be like, I'm going to quit. He's like, no, you got it. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So
Mm.
I think surrounding yourself with like-minded, encouraging people. And I also get on the pivot shift call with James Shaw
Mhm.
in the morning, a national call, and then the morning mindset here locally. And I think, staying motivated in that sense and that consistency of listening to other people's wins and other people's successes locally, nationally.
And probably their losses, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and their losses, but, I think their strategies, but more importantly, I remember getting on these calls and I'd say, "If they can do it, I can do it," right?
Mm.
I mean, so it's really knowing that you
Yes.
can do it and you just need to persevere and do the hard work, knowing that it will get easier. Business is so much easier now for me. I mean, you guys I'd be here till all hours of the night, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's not
No,
that anymore.
and it's really neat how you said that, and we hear these threads through all these stories, but there is not some silver bullet or this, if you can just do this, we're successful.
That's what works. Yeah.
It is that consistency. It's doing the mundane, boring stuff of this business that actually allows you to have a big business. I mean, you now own your own team, hired an admin, have a team member starting from part-time. That doesn't just happen. And it's not like you just snapped your fingers. It was you taking the time, slowing things down. And I think we all want those immediate results. And it's
Yeah,
hard.
and don't get discouraged because it's easy. It's easy to get discouraged.
Well, especially
Yeah.
when you said I did 20 minutes calls, but I called 10 people, had 2 conversations, but that means you had 9 that said no.
Yeah, still, that's not a lot.
Well, that's what I
That's
mean.
'cause-
That was
because
really
I could have started
successful.
because I've had lots of calls after that
Mhm.
that didn't. I
Right.
mean, I got hung up on. I got called nasty thing. I mean,
Mhm.
but that's okay. I didn't really know them, and I wasn't having Thanksgiving dinner
don't
with
know,
them.
yeah,
So
they don't know you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wasn't
Mhm.
having dinner with them. I love that one.
I mean,
It's good.
Yeah.
yeah,
So why not?
it's
Go-
okay.
Yeah. It's true.
Love it.
Yeah.
I
Sorry
love
you
it.
feel that way. You should you should lighten up.
Good luck with the house.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you later.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And it seemed like that went by really fast. But
Yeah.
I think I love hearing your story of just the consistency and resiliency and your clear vision. I think even that very fact that you left a team, knew why you wanted to do that, realized it was hard, and still said, nope, but this is why I did it. And you stuck
Yeah.
to it.
And it wasn't always clear,
No.
Mhm. Yeah.
and then, you set goals and you can modify them.
Mhm.
So,
And you have a life now that you have the freedom to do a lot more with. Am I correct?
yes.
Asterisk.
No, you're having an opportunity. I know you're looking at places to move and different opportunities in your life, the very opportunity to leverage. But that wouldn't happen without that hard work and those calls, those for sale by owner calls day in and day out, and that consistency and knowing your numbers that you now have. Like you said, the business is easier now. You can actually enjoy because you've put the hard work in.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you too can own a Rise Above Realty orange temper craft water bottle, right? We're gonna start getting sponsored. I was joking with Mary Hope yesterday, but I'm also kind of not. I want to get like a racer jacket and be able to have like sponsorship symbols on it so that people can see like all the different teams
All the
in the
different
office.
logos and things he has helped create because he
Just
creates
in general.
Yeah.
Just more exposure, right?
sponsored by.
There you go. Right. Shameless plug. Right. Yeah. Pepsi's in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to have you back at some point.
Great.
So we'll call
Was
you
it
for
too
that.
painful?
No, not
good.
too painful.
Good.
Not too
Good.
painful.
Yeah.
I didn't say it wasn't painful. Not
Yeah,
too
not
painful.
too painful.
Not too painful.
Yeah.
Just a little. Yeah. And thank you for listening. Hopefully it wasn't too painful for you viewers out there. Also, it's not too painful. Clicking the like button or hitting the subscribe button. If you're listening to this and you like what you're hearing, let us know. We like getting comments. We like getting feedback.
that.
It helps us reach more people. So if you're listening on Spotify, a like would be great. If you're on YouTube and you're watching, hit the subscribe button and we'll see you next week.
See you later. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Behind the Sign, Real Stories from Real Estate.
We hope you enjoyed today's conversation and gained a little insight into the world behind those for sale signs.
Today's episode was brought to you by Keller Williams Realty Metropolitan, proudly serving New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, and Massachusetts. A special thank you to our agents, leadership, and partners at KW Metro for their continued support.
And thanks to you, our amazing listeners and viewers. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Leave us a review or comment. We love hearing your feedback, and it helps more people discover the show.
And if you have a real estate story you'd like to share or a question you want answered on a future episode, reach out to us at metro.kw.com or find us on Instagram, handle @KWMetroNH.
Until next time, we'll see you
Behind the sign.